Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let's get started with our study of Grantha Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Let us begin by reciting our Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Let us recite our verses for memorization. Actually, I don't have those verses today, so let's skip them. Let's start with the class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. I'm using a different laptop and I don't have those saved here. Grantha Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 5, The Cause of All Causes. So far, we have seen that Maharaj Parikshit, being a very sincere devotee, he did not want to jump straight to Krishna Leela. He questioned Sri Shukdev Goswami, his Gurudev, about the process of creation. He wanted to know about the process of creation. And Sri Shukdev Goswami offered beautiful prayers before attempting to answer that question. And finally, Sri Shukdev Goswami told Maharaj Parikshit that, my dear king, previously this same question was asked by Narad Muni to Lord Brahma, who had heard the answer from directly Lord Vishnu. So Lord Brahma answered the question of Shripad Narad Muni, and that will be quoted by Shukdev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. What answer Lord Brahma gave to Narad Muni. So now Shukdev Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj the conversation between Narad Muni and Brahmaji. That is the beginning of chapter 5. Text 1. Narada Uvacha Deva Deva Namaste Stu Bhuta Bhavana Purvaja Tad Vijanihi Yajnanam Atma Tattva Nidarshanam. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya Nitya Leela Pravishtha Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation of verse number 1. Shri Narad Muni asked Lord Brahmaji, O chief amongst the demigods, O firstborn living entity, I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Deva Deva Namastestu. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Please tell me, that transcendental knowledge, which specifically directs one to the truth of the individual soul and the super soul. Atma Tattva, Tad Jnanam, Yat Jnanam. I want to understand the knowledge of all the souls, transcendental knowledge. This is an important principle, my dear friends. When we go to our Gurudev, we should ask questions about Paramartha, not Laukik questions. We should not ask mundane questions from our Gurudev. We should ask Paramarthic questions, questions that will help us make spiritual advancement, questions, the answer to which will help us attain the highest goal of life, that is loving service to Radha and Krishna. Purport. The perfection of Parampara system or the path of disciplic succession is further confirmed. Please listen carefully. In the previous chapter, it has been established that Brahmaji, the first-born living entity, received knowledge directly from the Supreme Lord. And the same knowledge was imparted to Brahmaji. And the same knowledge was imparted to Sri Narad Muni, the next disciple. So Krishna gave knowledge to Brahmaji, Brahmaji gave it to Narad Muni. This process is recommended in Bhagavad Gita 4.2. The inquisitive student must approach a qualified spiritual master to receive transcendental knowledge by surrender, submissive inquiries, and service. Which verse is this? Who can answer? Quickly raise your hand. Yes, Sarojanandini Mataji.
Tatviti pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha.
Very good, very good. So this transcendental knowledge is achieved from the Guru by the disciple through surrender, pranipat, submissive inquiries, pariprashnena, and service, sevaya. Knowledge received by submissive inquiries and service is more effective than knowledge received in exchange for money. A spiritual master coming in the disciplic succession of Lord Brahma, Shripad Narad Muni, has no demand for dollars and cent. A real guru is not after money, is not after dakshina. A real guru is simply wanting to increase the servants of Radha and Krishna. How I can recruit the lost souls from this material world and offer them at the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. How the family, how the Achyut Gotra can grow. How the family of Krishna's devotees grow. That is the only concern of Shri Guru. That Sarve Sukhana Bhavantu, let everyone be happy by chanting Hare Krishna, by taking to Krishna's service. Let them experience Anandam Buddhivardhan, Pratipadam, Purna Amrita, Aswadanam. Let them experience this. And Krishna wants everyone to become his devotee and attain his supreme abode. So let me recruit maximum people to go back home, back to Godhead. This is the heartfelt desire of Shri Guru. No demand for money. Text 2. Yad rupam yad adhishthanam yataha srishtam idam prabho yat samstham yat param yatcha tat tattvam vadatatvatah. Shri Narad Muni is telling Lord Brahma, my dear father, Prabhu, please describe factually the symptoms of this manifest world. What are the symptoms of this manifest world? Vyakta. Vyakta, this manifested world. What is its background? What is the background? How is it created? How is it conserved? Shrishti, Sthiti, Pralaya. And under whose control is all this being done? Thank you, Prof. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Under whose control all this is being done? Who is the ultimate controller? Today I was listening to one Bhagavatam class on the 6th canto and Ajamil Prasanga, and there the Yamdutas go to Yamraji after they have been baffled by the Vishnudutas. They had orders from Yamraji to go and capture the soul of Ajamil, to capture Ajamil at the time of his death. But when they went, there were 4 Vishnudutas who did not allow the Yamdutas to touch Ajamil. So the Yamdutas came back and they told Yamraji that till today we thought that your order in this material world was supreme. If you told something about somebody, somebody has to be punished, somebody has to be brought for justice, it is done. First time today we see that your order has been baffled. Your order has been disobeyed. And that happened because of the influence of 4 very effulgent, very powerful personalities from Siddhalok. Siddhalok means the land of the Nitya Siddhas, not the Siddhalok of this material world. So how is that? And then Yamraji explains, being a true Mahajan, that actually I am not supreme. You think that I am supreme. You think my order is supreme. You think my judgment is supreme. You think no one can disobey me. But that is not true. Actually, I am a servant of the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu. And those personalities were Vishnu Dutas. They were the dear servants of Lord Vishnu. So same question Narad Muni is asking Brahmaji. How this world is created and who is in charge? Under whose control this whole material world is functioning? What is the answer? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mayadhyakshana Prakriti Suyate Sa Characharam. It is under my superintendence that this is all happening. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says in the 3rd sentence, the manifested world, this manifested world, as well as the spirit soul, is still unexplained by the godless atheists through the medium of experimental knowledge. Although they have put forward many theories manufactured by their fertile brains. Contrary to such mental speculative theories of creation, however, Shri Narad Muni wanted to know the facts of creation in truth and not by theories. You see, there is a scientific process. Many of you are students of science. Many of you have gone to engineering colleges, medical colleges, different science colleges. How does science work? Any scientific process involves 4 things: observation, hypothesis, experimentation, and inference, conclusion. For example, Newton saw that the apple fell from the tree. That's observation. Based on that observation, you can hypothesize that maybe there is some power in the earth, some force that pulls things towards earth. That is a hypothesis based on observation. We come up with a hypothesis. Then experimentation, 3rd stage. You take a mouse, you drop it, it falls. You take a pen, you drop it, it falls. So by experimentation, you are reproducing what you observed and confirming it. And only then you can infer, only then you can conclude, step 4, that yes, there is gravity. There is gravitational force in the earth. This is the scientific process. So if someone is saying life evolved by chemical fusion, there was a primordial biological soup in this earth planet, and the environment was just favorable, the temperature was favorable, there was carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and it somehow fused and produced carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids, and somehow the proteins combined and formed a complex structure called the DNA. From that, a unicellular organism developed. Somehow, because of the temperature and the chemical reactions and the environment in the primordial biological soup, this multiplied and it became a multicellular organisms evolved, and then all these different life forms evolved. The DNA kept evolving, natural selection happened, survival of the fittest. Sounds good. In Marathi, There is a saying, Baap dakho naita shraddha kar. Show me your father, otherwise perform shraddha. Don't talk. Baap dakho naita shraddha kar. So that is a scientific process. Either show it in the laboratory, produce a mosquito in the laboratory from nothing, from chemicals. Not like the dolly sheep, where you borrow the DNA from another sheep that Krishna has created. That's cloning. Not cloning. Take chemicals and produce jeev. Produce a jeev. Produce a chid anu vastu from your carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. Do it. Produce the exact temperature that you are hypothesizing. Produce that environment in your laboratory and make amoeba from nothing. Make DNA from chemicals and show. And produce a living organism. Not possible. Krishna has done that. Not even directly. Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat. He creates Brahmaji and Brahmaji does all this creation. So can we create a machine that can produce byproducts completely organically without requiring any electricity, any energy, any plastic? Krishna is doing it every second. There are birth going on in different species. Mayadhyakshana prakriti. Suyate sacha. Is it so difficult to understand? We really think we are so smart that we can question, is there God? Really? What have we done? Have we created the sun? Have we created mango, Ratnagiri mango flavor? And we create all these perfumes, this Armani, that Parmani, but you look at the flavors, fruity smell, flowery smell, sandalwood smell, mogra smell. All the smells we are borrowing it from nature that Krishna has created. So, as a rule, man is a fool, really. But we think we are very intelligent. The manifested world, as well as the spirit soul, is still unexplained by the godless atheist. That's a fact. They cannot explain. Nowhere in medical school they teach us how a human being can have emotions. Look at any medical textbook, any physiological textbook, any anatomy textbook. They cannot explain how a bundle of carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, how a bundle of lipids, carbohydrates, and protein can have emotions. Go to the laboratory, forget a human being, create a living organism that has emotions, that can perceive pain. It is not possible for science to create. So if by experimentation they cannot reproduce their observation and their hypothesis, how can it be a scientific fact? Which is the fourth stage. Agree or not? Anand Vrindavan says like this. Agree or not? Agree or not? Yes. If we cannot, by experimentation, reproduce a Big Bang, or we cannot reproduce life coming from matter, then we should not talk. At least we should say that this is our hypothesis. Aapko swikar karna hai, karo, or mat karo. But it is being published as if it's a absolute truth. It's in the textbooks. It's being taught to the poor students. Therefore, the schools and colleges are spiritual slaughterhouses. If schools and colleges were going to make this world a better place, then the crime rate, violence, terrorism would go down. But it is only going up. Now we need more and more security. Now our hospital is saying you have to create passwords, at least 12 characters, passwords. Then they're less likely to be hacked. The more the number of characters, the less likely. And create in a way that nobody can guess. So all these things are happening. Why there are more cyber security threats? Why all these things are happening? Because scientifically we may be advancing materially, but spiritually we are not. Recently, one very big, rich, influential person went to meet a sadhu in Vrindavan. And he was distributing his business card there. Can you believe you're standing in front of a sadhu and you're distributing your business card? Now, he's a very big man. Anywhere else outside Vrindavan, that business card will carry a lot of weight. People will stand up and salam karenge. But he's coming to meet a sadhu and he's there in front of a sadhu to his parikar. He's distributing business card. So the Guru Maharaj told him, sit down, listen. We have accepted the life of a sadhu not to hear what you have accomplished materially. वो card पे you are writing CEO, founder of this company, that company. He said, I did not become a sadhu to know what material achievements you have. I have become a sadhu to teach you now how you can go to something higher. Material success you have achieved, but clearly you are not satisfied. That's why you have come to Vrindavan. So I am sitting here to teach you how you can go to the next level. What is there beyond material success? If you want to listen to that, then you sit down and listen. Otherwise, there is no need to come here. Don't come here and distribute your business cards, please. That is prapanch. हम लोग प्रपंच के लिए नहीं बैठे यहाँ पे. So this is a fact. We go to sadhus to get uplifted. But unfortunately, in the material world, people don't have real knowledge. Yet still, they pose themselves to be very successful. Shripad Narad Muni was not like that. He didn't go to Brahmaji for all that. In the phenomenal world, three things are factually observed by any intelligent man. We observe the living beings. We observe this manifested world. And we observe that there is somebody in ultimate control. We are not in control. Definitely we are not in control. That's why we get depressed. That's why we have to go and take sleeping pills. Once my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, was giving a class in a university in Columbus, Ohio, after he left New Vrindavan. And a student came. He was a PhD student, and he had studied Eastern religion. He was a religious studies student, and he was very speculative and very well read in a lot of religious books. So he came for the class, and in the end, when Maharaj said, "Are there any questions?" So he was the first one to raise his hand. Maharaj said, "Yes." And he said, "I am God." Those names that you chant, you are actually chanting my name. You bow down, you pray, you are actually praying to me. I am God. So Maharaj said, "Well, please accept my humble obeisances." So he said, "I accept." And then back and forth, some argument happened. And he kept arguing. He was just speculating. Then Maharaj went to the next student. Next question, next question, next question. Another half an hour, 45 minutes. Other students asked questions. Then the session ended. And then they all sat down together for prasad. Maharaj only used to cook before. And he used to have a program, feed everybody. And then Maharaj used to clean up. They sat down. And they had a small room that was given in the university to have programs in the evening. So they were having prasad. After prasad, this fellow who was arguing, saying that I am God, he got up and he asked somebody there, "Where is the restroom?" So somebody told him the directions. Maharaj quickly told somebody sitting next to him, "Quickly go inside the restroom and lock it from inside." So there was only one restroom there. So he quickly went, and before him, as he was going, he ran and locked it. So he asked, "Are there any other restrooms?" They said, "No, there are no restrooms." And they closed the door also. They locked him inside the hall. And then he said, "What's going on?" So Maharaj said, "You are God. I want you to control your bladder. Just control your bladder. You are the controller of the whole world. Let's see how long you can control your bladder." So he kept arguing, but after that, it became very severe. He had to answer. Otherwise, he would have wet his pants. So he told Maharaj, "Maharaj, please let me go. I have to use the restroom." Maharaj said, "No. You are God," you said, in front of everybody. "Now you show us how you can control your bladder. Otherwise, you have to admit in front of everybody that you are not God." He said, "Okay, I'm not God, but let me go." Maharaj told the devotee, "Come out. Let him go." So he went inside, came out after a few minutes, and then Maharaj joked with him. "So, have you attained liberation now?" Because he had such relief on his face. So this is speculation. Speculation. So somebody is in control. We are not in control. So we have to see. If I am not in control, my parents are not in control, my grandparents are not in control, my friends are not in control, who is controlling this whole world? The intelligent man can see that neither the living entity nor the phenomenal world are creations of chance. The symmetry of creation and its regulative actions and reactions suggests the plan of an intelligent brain behind them. Really, the world is so complex. Everything is happening so beautifully. And by genuine inquiry, one may find out the ultimate cause with the help of one who knows them factually. We should ask these questions to someone who knows, not to sit with some friends and over some drinks discuss कि what do you think यार, God है क्या, भगवान है क्या, आपको क्या लगता है, आपकी क्या राय है, and just sitting on armchair and speculating. That will not help. Tad vidhi pranipatena. You have to go to Guru who is Jnaninas Tattvadarshina, who is Tattvadarshi. Text 3. Sarvam hetad bhavan veda bhuta bhavya bhavat prabhuhu karamalaka vad vishwam vidnyanavasitam tava. My dear father, all this is known to you scientifically, because whatever was created in the past, whatever will be created in the future, and whatever is being created at present, as well as everything within this universe, is within your grip, just like a walnut. If someone holds a akhroad in the hand, walnut, you can see all the depressions, all the designs on the walnut. You know it very well. Similarly, Brahmaji, he has created this whole universe. So he knows exactly everything what is happening here. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Brahma is the direct creator of the manifested universe and everything within the universe. He is the creator, direct creator. He therefore knows what happened in the past, what will happen in the future, and what is happening at present. So we should ask Brahmaji. Such a person can be Guru. Anybody who is in the parampara of Brahmaji and the message is being repeated as it is, that person is as good as Brahma. So every Acharya is equally glorious in the parampara. Brahmaji offered his prayers in the form of Brahma Samhita. And if we have received those prayers in the parampara and we are reading those words of Brahmaji, we are glorifying Krishna in the same mood, same words, then it is paramparagat. We are in the same parampara as Brahmaji. Text 4. Yad vidnyano yad adharo yad parastvam yad atmakaha ekaha srijasi bhutani bhutairevatma mayaya. My dear father, what is the source of your knowledge? Under whose protection are you standing? And under whom are you working? What is your real position? Do you alone create all living entities with material elements by your personal energy? Purport. So all these questions Brahmaji is being asked by Sri Narad Muni, his son. It was known to Sri Narad Muni that Lord Brahma attained creative energy by undergoing severe austerities. Remember Brahmaji, when he could not create, he sat down and he went down the stem of the lotus, could not find the end. He came up and then he was completely bewildered, completely lost. And then he prayed to the Supreme Lord, "Oh Supreme Lord, whoever you are, please help me." Then Krishna spoke 2 syllables to him. Tapa. Tapa. Then he did tapasya, then everything was revealed in his heart. So Narad Muni knew that Brahmaji had attained his creative energy because of undergoing severe austerities. As such, he could understand that there was someone else superior to Brahmaji. There was someone else superior to Brahmaji who invested Brahma with the power of creation. Therefore, Narad Muni asked Brahmaji all of the above questions. What is the source of your knowledge? Under whose protection are you? Under whom are you working? What is your real position? Are you the Supreme Bhagwan or there is someone above you also? Do you alone create everything by your personal energy? So all these questions Narad Muni is asking Brahmaji. Text 5. Atman bhavayase tani na para bhavayan swayam atma shaktim avashtabhya urnanabhir ivaklamaha. As the spider very easily creates the network of its cobweb and manifests its power of creation without being defeated by others, so also you yourself, O Brahmaji, by employment of your self-sufficient energy, create without anyone else's help. Narad Muni is saying about his father. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, Narad Muni compared the position of Lord Brahma to the self-sufficiency of a spider who creates its own field of activities, its own web, without anyone else's help, by employment of its own energetic creation of saliva. the spider creates. So Narad Muni is comparing Brahmaji to a spider. In the first sentence of the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the best example of self-sufficiency is the sun, Surya Dev. The sun does not require to be illuminated by any other body. Rather, it is a sun which helps other entities illuminated, like the moon, for example. So Prabhupada is giving another example of self-sufficiency, sun. Narad Muni gave example of spider. Text 6. Naham veda param asmin, na param na samam vibho, nama rupa gunair bhavyam, sad asat kinchid anyatah. Whatever we can understand by the nomenclature, characteristics, and features of a particular thing, whether the thing is superior, inferior, or equal, eternal, or temporary, is not created from any source other than that of your lordship. Thou art so great. Narad Muni is glorifying his father, Brahmaji. Purport: the manifested world is full of varieties of created beings, 8.4 million species of life. And some of them are superior, some of them are inferior. For example, in the human society, Prabhupada says, the human being is considered to be a superior living being. But among human beings also there are different varieties, good, bad, etc. And Narada wanted to know, is Brahmaji, you are creating all this by yourself without anyone superior to you? Text 7. Sabhavan acharat ghoram yattapaha susamahitaha tena khedayase nastvam parashankham chayachasi. Yet we are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you. When we think of your great austerities in perfect discipline, Narad Muni knew that Brahmaji got his power by following those two syllables, tapa. If Brahmaji is a supreme, what is the need of doing tapasya? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada tells the story of that German scholar who came to India to search for God. He visited different temples. Somebody is doing meditation with a japamala in the hand, sitting in Padmasana. Somebody is killing demons with many, many hands, many weapons, Trishul, sitting on a tiger. So many different demigods are doing so many different things. But he saw that Krishna is Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumada, Srīmad Ratnagara Simhasanastam, Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Dev, Prishtali Bhi Sevyamana Smarami. Krishna is just enjoying with Radharani and the devotees in Vrindavan, playing his flute. And Prishtali Bhi Sevyamana. And he's being served by the very loving high-class devotees. So this must be God. He doesn't do any work. He doesn't do any work. Surya Dev is giving light and heat. Moon God is giving the juice to all the fruits and vegetables. What is Krishna doing? He's simply the enjoyer. Ekera Ishvara Krishna, Arasara Bhritya, Jayashana Chayateshe, Tekari Nritya. So like that. So that was his conclusion. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada congratulated. Very nice. Very nice conclusion. Good observation. You're an intelligent boy. Okay. So following in the footsteps of Sri Narad Muni, one should not blindly accept his spiritual master as God himself. Narad Muni is almost glorifying Brahmaji as God, Supreme God. Srila Prabhupada says, following in the footsteps of Narad Muni, one should not blindly accept his spiritual master as God himself. Because see, till now he was glorifying, but in this verse he says that yet I think that you did tapasya, that means there must be somebody superior to you. Now Prabhupada says this is a good first-class conclusion by Narad Muni. He's concluding that Brahmaji is not the supreme because tapasya ki unhone. Further down, Srila Prabhupada Ji Maharaj writes, the supreme is supreme. What? The supreme is supreme. What a phrase. The supreme is supreme and he has no worshipable superior. The ahangrahopasita, or the one who worships himself with the idea of becoming God himself, is misleading. But the intelligent disciple can at once detect that the Supreme God does not need to worship anyone, including himself, in order to become God. God is always God, like it is mentioned in the beginning of Krishna book. Krishna is always God. Krishna never became God. Krishna doesn't become God. He's always God in all circumstances. Even when he was in the womb of his mother, there is Garbhastuti. The Devatas are coming and offering prayers. When he comes out, he comes in Chaturbhuj Murti. Kirat, Kundal, Chaturbhuj, Shankha, Chakra, Padma, Gada, effulgent, not crying like we come. So Krishna is always in control. Always God. Text 8. Etan me prichhata sarvam sarvadnya sakaleshwara vijanihi yathaivedam aham buddhenushasitaha. My dear father, you know everything. Why Brahmaji knows everything? Raise your hand quickly. Okay, Mukta Sangha Prabhu.
Yeah, the very first sloka, Prabhu. Tene Brahma Hridaya Ādi Kavayam Mukhya Supaya.
Very nice. Our Adi Kavi, Brahmaji, in his heart, he got everything from Krishna's flute. All the knowledge he got from Krishna. Therefore, he is Sarvadnya. By Krishna's mercy. Sarvadnya word is used in the second line. Etan me prichhata sarvam sarvadnya sakaleshwara. My dear father, you know everything. And you are the controller of all within the Brahmanda. Therefore, may all that I have inquired from you be kindly instructed to me so that I may be able to understand it as your student. Aham buddhe anushasitaha. This is the mood that Gurudev, please. I am ignorant, agyan, timirandhasya. I am in the darkness of ignorance. You please, chakshurun militam. You please open my eyes with your knowledge, please. This is called pariprashnena sevaya. Humble, submissively, we should inquire. Purport. The inquiries made by Shri Narad Muni are very important for everyone concerned, and as such, Narad Muni requested Brahmaji to deem them suitable so that all others who may come in the line of disciple succession of Brahma Sampradaya may also know the answer properly without any difficulty. Now, Brahmaji is going to reply to his son Narad Muni. Brahmo vacha samyak karunikasyedam vatsate vichikitsitam yad aham choditaha saumya Bhagavad Virya Darshane. Lord Brahma replied, my dear boy Narad Muni, being merciful to all, including me, you have asked all these questions because I have been inspired. Chodita, I have been inspired to see into the prowess of the Almighty Personality of Godhead. Bhagavad Virya Darshan. And he's addressing Narad Muni as Saumya. Oh, gentle child, my dear child. You have asked Samyak Karunikasya Idam. These your questions are Samyak, very perfect, complete questions. And you're asking Karunikasya. Out of your kindness, you are asking. Vichikitsitam. Your inquisitiveness is very good because you are asking questions about Paramartha, not mundane questions. You're asking spiritual questions. And your attitude is very nice. And such nice questions you have asked, I am delighted. Because even I am going to be benefited by contemplating the answer to your questions. Purport Srila Prabhupada says, Brahmaji being so questioned by Naradji, congratulated him. For it is usual for the devotees to become very enthusiastic whenever they are questioned concerning the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am reminded of Nitya Lila Pravishtha, Shri Srīmad Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj. How he became excited when those devotees came to him and asked one question. Why did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of all the holy places in India choose Sri Jagannath Puri for staying for so many years? We know that Sri Shachi Mata asked, but we think that is external. Please tell us the internal reason. One very great sadhu, very dear well-wisher of Srila Prabhupada, had advised Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj. After reading the book Embankment of Separation, there's a chapter called 3 Logs of Wood. When this sadhu read that story from the Embankment of Separation, he told Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj that don't tell this story because this story is coming from your heart. It is such a deep story and you will become so emotional. You'll become so bhavuk. Pibata Bhāgavatam Rasamalayam. Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. You'll become so bhavuk while telling the story that your pranavayu may leave your body. You may leave your body. So please do me a favor, never again speak this story. Keep it in your heart. But when the sincere devotees inquired how Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari came to take darshan of Jagannath, could have gone anywhere and taken darshan of. There are so many deities of Krishna. There is Badri Vishal, there is Dwarkadish, there is Vitthal. So many deities are there. Ranganathji is there. Why Jagannath? So when Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj went into the history of how Jagannath came to be Jagannath, how Krishna became Jagannath, how Shyam Sundar became Jagannath, and how Mahaprabhu saw him as Shyam Sundar, and how Baldev and Subhadra being there are just making it little more difficult and enhancing the rasa that Mahaprabhu is. What is that beautiful? One second. There's a very beautiful Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Aha. As soon as I opened my phone, this thing, very beautiful verse has opened up. So I will read this to you. One of my most favorite verses. Please listen carefully. This is Shri Shachi Sunvashtakam by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Text 6. Pura paschan nila chalapatim uru prema vivahi sharan netrambhobhi snapita nija dirghojvalatanu sada tishthan deshe pranai garuda stamba charame Shachi sunu kimme nayana saranim yasyati punah. Pura paschan Nilachalapatim. Who is Nilachalapati? Jagannath Swami, Sri Jagannath Dev. He is Nilachalapati. Standing in front of Nilachalapati Jagannath, Uru Prema Vivahi. Uru Prem, great love. He's becoming overwhelmed with great love. And what is the effect of that prem that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is feeling? Sharan Netram Bhobhi, there is Pranaya Shru in his beautiful eyes. Eyes are filled with love tears. Sharan Netra Ambhobhi Snapita. He is bathing. Sri Chaitanya was bathing with his own tears. What? Nija Dirgha Ujvalatanu. His own beautiful golden form, very tall form, is being bathed by tears of love from his own eyes as he is taking darshan. But that is not all. Where is he standing? Sada tishthan deshe pranai garuda stamba charame. Hiding away from Balramji and Subhadra Devi, Krishna's elder brother and younger sister, Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari in Radha Bhav, Radha Bhav Diti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. In Radha Bhav, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is standing behind Garud Stamba. So he can only see Jagannath, who he sees as Shyam Sundar. And as he's seeing Nilachalpati as Radhapati, Shyam Sundar, his eyes are overflowing, flooding with tears of love, bathing his beautiful body as he stands at his pranai, at his favorite place. His favorite place. Sada tishthan deshe pranai, Garuda Stamba charame. Behind the Garud Stamba. This Garud Stamba is still there. Same Garud Stamba, same. Many times the temples are renovated, rebuilt. But this Garud Stamba is same. Mahaprabhu used to stand, bathing his beautiful form, Abhishek, of his own tears. Prem. Isn't it wonderful? There are many more beautiful verses like that. But I'm reminded of Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj. He became so enthusiastic when those two devotees asked a question about Mahaprabhu choosing Jagannath Puri as his place. So for Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Jagannath Puri is a very, very important place. Many great Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, they left their body in Jagannath Puri. It's a very, very holy place for us. Ādi Gadādhara Pandit took Kshetra Sannyas. Radharani took Kshetra Sannyas. We are talking about Brahmaji's prayers. Brahmaji worshipped Gopinath. And that Gopinath is in the garden in Jagannath Puri, Tota Gopinath, originally worshipped by Brahmaji himself. So Jagannath Puri, there is Siddha Bakul. Siddha Bakul, where our Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur, he did his bhajan. Siddha Bakul is the place where Srila Rupa Goswami lived for 10 months. Sri Sanatan Goswami lived for 10 months. What a place Jagannath Puri is. Jagadananda Pandit, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Sarup Damodar Goswami, Ramananda Rai. It is the bhajan bhumi of all these acharyas of our parampara. Sri Jagannath Puri Dham. Purushottam Kshetra in Purushottam Mas. We are talking. So in this way, a devotee becomes very enthusiastic when asked appropriate questions. And the pure devotees are not only satisfied by knowing everything about Krishna. What is the natural effect of experiencing Krishna? What? You want to share it with others. Share with others. Therefore, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mat chitta mat gata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti. That is the only happiness for devotees, to speak about Krishna. Any opportunity they get to speak about Krishna, they are very happy. It's a lifesaver. Our Amarendra Prabhu was telling that pastime of Srila Prabhupada, where Srila Prabhupada was in New Vrindavan, and Prabhupada's health was not very good. So the devotees thought maybe we should cancel all the speaking engagements, all the programs. Amarendra Prabhu heard it from His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So His Grace Amarendra Prabhu was telling this story. I have heard it directly from Amarendra Prabhu. That Srila Prabhupada, I have heard from Amarendra Prabhu that Amarendra Prabhu was saying that as Srila Prabhupada, all the programs were getting cancelled. Prabhupada asked the devotees that why there are no programs. And the devotees said, because Srila Prabhupada, we thought that your health is not so good. Then Prabhupada said, I am like a cow. You can take me anywhere. All I will do is give milk. So I am here. Please arrange programs. This is called the love of a guru. Like the cow loves the calf, Vatsalya Prem. Srila Prabhupada loves everyone, all his disciples, all the followers. And he wants to give what he has in his heart. So please come and hear. So like that, Prabhupada's mood. So they are also eager to broadcast the information to others. Bhuvi grinanti bhuri dajana. For they want to see that the glories of Krishna are known to everyone. If you love Krishna, you want Krishna to be glorified. Correct? If you love Vrindavan Dham, you want your Vrindavan Dham to be glorified. That is a sign of love. What kind of a friend Prabhupada is? He comes to this material world and all he's doing is spreading the glories of his friend. The world doesn't know about Krishna. Prabhupada is coming to Paschatya Desh and he's Gauravani Pracharya because he loves Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He's Gaurav Premijan. Thus the devotee feels satisfied when such an opportunity is offered, or opportunity to speak Krishna Katha. This is the basic principle of missionary activities. This is the heart of Prachar. First to experience Krishna and then share. Achar and Prachar. Amarendra Prabhu is saying, Achara Prachar. So, text 10. Nandritam tavatachapi yathamam prabhravishi bho avidnyaya param matta etavatvam yato hime. Shri Brahmaji is telling Sripad Narad Muni, whatever you have spoken about me is not false, because unless and until one is aware of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the ultimate truth beyond me, one is sure to be illusioned by observing my powerful activities. So Narad Muni concluded that I think you are not the Supreme because you did tapasya. And somebody became pleased by tapasya and therefore you were able to create. Shri Brahmaji is saying, Narad Muni, your conclusion is correct about me. Correct. Because there is the ultimate truth beyond me. Prabhupada says, the Kupamundak Nyaya. The frog in the well logic. Who can tell this logic quickly in 5 or 6 sentences? Yes, Kirtila Sundari Mataji, please tell.
Hare
What-
Krishna. Hare
Frog in
Krishna.
the Mr. Dr. Frog, as Prabhupada says. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandavatam. So this Cook Manduk Nyayak is that somebody asked one frog that, do you know how big is the Pacific Ocean? So the frog said, maybe twice than my pond in the well in which I am, maybe thrice, maybe 10 times, maybe 50 times, 100 times. So Prabhupada would say that the frog can only measure as per the place where he is in, as per the well he is in. He cannot think beyond the well. Whatever he will think is as per the well in which the frog is in. So we jivas also cannot understand the spiritual reality because we are always in this material conditioning. So we are also in that Cook Manduk. We can think only as per the logic that is there in this material world and cannot think beyond.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, in this way, please read this purport. The purport is a little big, but it has got very nice points. And we'll do one more verse and then we'll continue from verse number 12 next time. Verse number 11. Yena sva rochisha vishwam rochitam rochayam aham yatharko agnir yatha somo yatharksha grahatarakaha. So Arka means sun, Agni means fire, then Graha means influential planets, and Tarakaha means the stars. And Rochita means already created, potentially, or to manifest. So translation, I create after Lord Krishna's creation by his personal effulgence, known as Brahma Jyoti. Just as when the sun manifests as fire, the moon, the firmament, the influential planets, and the twinkling stars also manifest their brightness. So all these luminaries, they are bright because of the brightness of sun. According to the Vedic cosmology, the stars are luminous because of the sun. According to the modern scientific understanding, the stars are also suns. But our Vedic understanding is that just like the moon is effulgent by reflecting the light of the sun, so are the stars. So they all depend on their brightness of the sun. Similarly, Brahmaji is saying, I may be compared to the moon, but I am getting my brightness because of sun, who is Krishna. Like that. So Lord Brahmaji said to Narad that his impression that Brahma was not the supreme authority in the creation was correct. You are correct. On the other hand, Srila Radha Govindas Goswami Maharaj tells the story of one fake bogus guru who was glorified by his disciple that Guruji, I think you are only God. And the so-called Guruji said, "Bachcha, तुम्हारी सोच तो गलत हो ही नहीं सकती." But here in Bhagavatam we see something completely different. Narad Muni is surmising that I think Brahmaji, you are not the supreme God, and Brahmaji said, you are correct. You are correct. See, this is the opposite of what happens in the material mentality. Sometimes less intelligent men have the foolish impression that Brahma is the cause of all causes. But Narad Muni wanted to clear the matter by statements of Brahmaji. As the decision in the Supreme Court of a state is final, similarly the judgment of Brahmaji is the final, his supreme authority, his Mahajan. So here Prabhupada says, in this verse, Brahmaji clears up the wrong impression held by the less intelligent and affirms that he creates the universal variegatedness after the potential creation by the glaring effulgence of Lord Shri Krishna. Brahmaji has also separately given his statement in the Brahma Samhita, text 5.40, where he says, Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti kotesh ashesha vasudha divibhuti bhinnam tad brahma nishkalam anantam ashesha bhutam govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. I serve the Supreme Lord, Krishna, Govinda, who is the primeval Lord, whose transcendental bodily effulgence, Yasya Prabha, whose bodily effulgence, known as the Brahma Jyoti, Tad Brahma Nishkalam, Brahma Jyoti, which is unlimited, Anantam, Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantam, Ashesha Bhutam, unfathomed and all pervasive, is a cause of the creation of unlimited number of planets. Kotishu Ashesha Vasudhadi, Vasudha, our earth, Adi, and others. Vasudha Adi Vibhuti Bhinnam. See how there is perfect congruity between Brahma Samhita and Srīmad Bhāgavatam. That is, material creation is a manifestation of the Brahma Jyoti. And we have seen that in the Brahma Jyoti is the bright effulgence of Krishna, there is a dark cloud called Mahatattva, where all this creation, Shrishti, Sthiti, Pralaya takes place. So, but Brahma Jyoti is the basis. And who is the basis of Brahma Jyoti? Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. Krishna says, Prabhupada mentioned the same statement is in the Bhagavad Gita 14.27. Lord Krishna is the background of the Brahma Jyoti. Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. In the Nirukti or Vedic dictionary, the meaning of pratishtha is mentioned as that which establishes. So the Brahma Jyoti is not independent or self-sufficient. Lord Krishna is ultimately the creator of the Brahma Jyoti, mentioned in this verse as Swa Rochisha, or the effulgence of the transcendent body of Krishna. This Brahma Jyoti is all pervading, and all creation is made possible by its potential power. Therefore, the Vedic hymns declare that everything that exists is being situated by the Brahma Jyoti. Sarvam khalm idam Brahma. It is said that even the sun gets its effulgence from Brahma Jyoti. And therefore, in the Brahma Gayatri mantra, meditate on the Surya Narayan, it is said. But actually, His Divine Grace, Shri Srīmad Bhakti Rakshar Sridhar Dev Maharaj, he has written a very beautiful commentary on the Brahma Gayatri mantra, where he explains that actually it's a meditation on the effulgence of Srimati Radharani. Sarvam Khalvidam Radha. One Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya said like that. For Gaudiya Vaishnavas, ultimately everything is Radharani. Therefore, our eternal prayer is Mahyam Atma Pada Padma Dasya Dastu Shri Radhika. We just want service of the lotus feet of Radharani. We just want service of the lotus feet of Radharani. That's all. Again and again, that prayer is there by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. So this is very beautiful. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Therefore, the potential seed of all creation is the Brahma Jyoti, and the same Brahma Jyoti, which is unlimited, unfathomed, is established by Lord Krishna. Therefore, Lord Krishna is ultimately the supreme cause of all creation. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. So like this, Prabhupada explains further, one should not expect the Lord to create like a blacksmith with a hammer and other instruments. The Lord creates by His potencies. Parasya Shakti Vyudheva Shruvate. He has got His multifarious potencies. Just as a small seed of a banyan tree has a potential to create a big banyan tree, the Lord disseminates all varieties of seeds in His personal Brahma Jyoti, Swa Rochisha. And the seeds are made to develop in the watering process of persons like Brahma. Brahma cannot create seeds, but he can manifest the seed into a tree like a gardener. Haribo. What a brilliant example. Are we also gardeners, according to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Are we also Mali? Yes, Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have all to become Mali. In the material world, sun is the cause of all illumination. Sun is the cause of fire, electricity, rays of the moon. All luminaries in the sky are creations of the sun. And the sun is the creation of the Brahma Jyoti. Hari Bol. So externally, yes, Brahma Gayatri Mantra, you are meditating on the Surya Narayan. Yes. But ultimately, it is our Radha and Krishna. And the Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence of Lord Krishna. Thus, the ultimate cause of creation is Krishna. Sarva Karana Karanam. So we'll stop here. Krishna willing, we will continue from verse number 12 next week. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Yes, Sharanagat Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for a wonderful class. Prabhuji, I missed that.
आप दाखव नाही तर श्राद्ध कर ऐकलं होतं?
हो, नाही मी कधी ऐकलं. मी वापरलं.
खूप म्हणतात असं.
हो.
दाखव नाही तर श्राद्ध कर.
नाही मी नाही ऐकलं कधी.
हरे कृष्ण. हा प्लीज.
Prabhuji, I missed that part when you were explaining about the walnut, why that example is used in the third.
So walnut has got all that design, right?
Mhm.
Looks like, for me, it looks like a brain.
Right.
Cerebrum. So walnut has all that design, but if you're holding a walnut, also in other Vedic literature, example of amalaki fruit is given, avada. What is called? Gooseberry.
Okay.
So if you keep a berry or a walnut in your hand, you can turn it and look all around. And you have full information. Similarly, this whole Brahma Anda is completely well known to Lord Brahma because he is the secondary creator. Just if a building is being constructed, the chief engineer knows everything.
Right.
Where is the room? Where is the office? How many floors? Where is the elevator? Where is the bathroom? Knows everything. Similarly, Brahmaji knows everything about this universe, this particular Brahmanda.
So there is no explanation why particularly walnut is used.
Because walnut fits in the hand.
Okay.
If the example of watermelon is given, then it may not fit in the hand.
Okay, right. Okay.
Walnut is nice, fist size. You can easily see it in the fist.
Okay.
I have also read the example of Avla in some
Right.
Vedic literature.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri. Yes, last question, Shama Kishori Mataji. Oh, sorry. Yes, you can unmute Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, this purport that we are reading for text 11, it says that Brahma creates after the potential creation. What is exactly the meaning of potential creation?
Mataji, I could not understand. Your voice is breaking up. Is it breaking up for everybody or just me? Everybody.
Prabhuji, I have poor internet.
Now we can hear. Now we can hear.
Okay. So here it says, Brahma creates after the potential creation by the glaring effulgence of Lord Krishna. What does that mean? What is that potential?
That means the
creation?
primary creation is by Krishna. Then secondary creation is by Brahma. Remember that verse, Atra Sarga Visargasya Sthanam Poshanam Utaya Manvantare Shanugata Nirodha Mukti Ashraya. So Sarga is primary creation that is done by Lord Krishna through his Purusha avatars. There is the glancing of Mahavishnu on the Mahatattva, where there is activation by Kal, Chakra, material time. There is 3 modes of material nature interacting with all the elements, the 8 material elements, and the living entities are impregnated by the glance of Mahavishnu, and the whole creation takes place. So all the material ingredients are there, that is Sarga. And Visarga means secondary creation is done by Brahmaji, where he creates the planetary systems, he creates the 8.4 million species and all those things. So therefore, it is first primary creation done by Krishna. Then after the potential creation is there, then the details are created by Brahmaji. That is the meaning. I think Mataji, you can hear. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last question, Shama Vallavi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. This is a doubt about yesterday's class, Prabhuji. 4th chapter, 23rd verse. The living entities are subjected to 16 divisions of material modes, it's given.
Yes. So there are these material elements. If you read the 11th canto, they are described differently. There is different counting of the material elements. One is 5 Jnanendriyas. 5 Jnanendriyas. Eyes, Granendriya, sense of smell, that is nose, that is number 2. Number 3 is our sense of hearing. Number 4 is our Jivha, sense of taste and sense of touch. So how we perceive Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, they are the 5 Jnanendriyas. There are 5. Then 5 are Karmendriyas. Our power of speech is 1, hands 2, legs 3, then our evacuatory organs 4, and reproductive organ 5. These are the 5 Karmendriyas. That is total 10. Then there are the Pancha Mahabhut. There are the 5 material elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. And then there is the mind. So the subtle is 3 actually. So it should be 18. but sometimes it is counted as 1. Sometimes it is counted at 3, so they will say 18. But here it is 16, so it is mind as the subtle body. So gross body with the 5 knowledge acquiring senses, gross body with the 5 working senses, the subtle body in the form of mind, and the Pancha Mahabhut. So these are considered to be the material elements. But again, this counting is done differently in different places in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sometimes it is 21, sometimes it is 18, like that. Okay, so here it is 16. Hare Krishna. 16 divisions. Hare Krishna. Okay, dear devotees. So we'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. I hope your Purushottam Adhik Mas is going blissfully. Yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.